Spanish temporary residency is generally up to 5 years. So for example, an EU citizen would apply for Spanish residency and that would be valid for 5 years. A non-EU citizen would apply for a visa and that would have specific periods of renewal up to the 5 years. Then after the 5 years, you can apply for Spanish permanent residency. Okay, and again, depending what type of Spanish residency you have, the Spanish permanent residency will be renewed for 10 years or for 5 years. For all types of Spanish residency, there are mandatory documents such as private medical insurance with a provider authorised to operate in Spain because it has to meet specific conditions and mirror the Spanish healthcare system. Or if you can access the Spanish healthcare system, you don't need the private medical insurance with an insurance provider authorised to operate in Spain. So you do need to have private medical insurance or Spanish public health insurance. Then you need to show financial resources. Now again, depending on the type of residency, if you're an EU citizen and you are working in Spain for a Spanish company, then you will already you'll have an employment contract, or you might even be registered as self-employed in Spain. Therefore, you do not need to show additional financial resources. If you are retired and coming to Spain, then you are going to need to show sufficient financial resources in a bank account for the period of the residency, the Spanish residency. You also need a Spanish address, a fixed Spanish address, because you will need to register at the town hall on what they call the padrón, which is similar to the census. Non-EU citizens would have to apply for a visa. So the financial resources are a lot higher than they are for an EU citizen. So, and also some visas you have to apply for at the Spanish consulate in the country where you originate from or where you legally reside. Whereas an EU citizen would apply for that at one of the CNP police stations in person.